So for those of you guys that don't know what went on with Shaq and Dwight Howard, well, it's a super freaking long story, bro. It all starts with the fact that Dwight Howard called himself Superman during the twilight of Shaq's career. Shaq came out and said, hey, you shouldn't call yourself Superman because I'm the original Superman. And since Dwight Howard seemed to be the face of the next generation of dominant centers in the late 2000s, I guess Shaq just felt this sense of competitiveness with Dwight Howard. But as time progressed forward, things got a little bit weird. You see, Shaq ended up retiring. Dwight Howard's stature as one of the top stars in the NBA kind of fell off a little bit. His role changed, and yet Shaq still kept on making personal attacks on Dwight Howard. There's a great video on this by Secret Base. They have a great beef history episode on Shaq and Dwight Howard. If you want, I'll link it in the description down below. I highly recommend you guys watch it so you can get the full story and understand the full scope of the rivalry, because it's a 17-minute long video. I'm not trying to give you each and every detail of it in this video here, but for the most part, you guys can understand Shaq doesn't like Dwight Howard, and Dwight Howard is more coming from the angle of, yo, could we stop doing this little petty beef? I have nothing against you. Let's move on with our lives. Well, there was an update on the situation about a month ago, and after that situation that occurred about a month ago, we got an update literally yesterday. So what's going on, guys? Your boy Mike here. Guys, I'm either gonna live stream NBA 2K21 on my PS5 on this channel or on TheFlightMike TV. A link to that's in the description down below. It's a great place to come by and like chill, talk about basketball and vibe. I know a lot of you guys always are commenting stuff on these videos that I can't see, because thankfully I'm blessed to get a lot of comments on these videos, so I can't get to each and every one of them as much as I try to read each and every one of them. But over on those streams, it's a little bit smaller, so if you want to engage with me, discuss basketball, discuss what I think is going to happen in the future, it's a great place to do it. I'm going to leave a link to it in the description down below and a link to the stream at my end screen. Now that we got all that out of the way, cue the intro. Mic check 1 2 1 2. What's going on, everybody? This entire saga begins with Dwight Howard finally winning a championship. He's elated by the fact that he won an NBA championship that has been eluding him for 15 years, although I guess you could say he wasn't really competing for a championship in his rookie year, but he got really close in the 2009 NBA season, like extremely close, closer than we all think. I understand that if you look back at the series, it looks very one-sided, but there were two very close games that could have gone either way, and the Lakers ended up winning at that time. Well, for those of you guys that didn't see this part, Dwight Howard posts this infamous video on Instagram of his happiness for winning a championship.
Everybody out there, don't ever give up on your dreams. You can fucking do it. I swear, just keep fighting. I swear to God, don't ever give up on yourself.
And of course, a few days later, when Shaq was asked about the incident, he had this to say about Dwight Howard winning a championship.
I know what I don't like as a player, though.
What's that?
So a lot of players on their little Instagram bragging like they were the reason they got the championship. I ain't gonna say no names.
There was a lot of that going on.
I ain't gonna say no names.
You don't have to. You don't have to.
Sit your ass down. You didn't do nothing. Stop it.
But I already know who you're talking about.
You know it too.
I know you know who I'm talking about. Stop it.
There
Front
were
runner.
By the way,
Bandwagon jumper. Stop it. Stop it. Don't be talking to me like you know players. Sit your ass down.
by the way,
Stop it.
Lakers front office.
Post one pick and sit your ass down.
By the way, Lakers front office.
Follow your dreams, and I can't do this. Shut your ass up. You ain't
Stop
do
it.
nothing. You ain't do nothing.
Seriously.
Oh, wait a minute now.
Now, guys, I wanted to make something abundantly clear. I really am trying not to take a side here, but it's very hard not to, mainly because growing up, I had to deal with bullies a lot, and as much as I love Shaq, as much as I adored Shaq, and I still kind of do because of what he did in the past, and I actually like his personality when he's not being a bully, I even have like Shaq's autographed jersey framed in my office. I feel like he's in the wrong here, in my opinion. First of all, I think he's being a little bit of a hypocrite here because if you guys don't remember, there was a point where Kobe and Shaq were kind of competing who won more championships than the other. And it got to a point where Shaq's career was falling off a cliff because he was in the twilight of his career. He was getting very old. And there was a point where he was actually ring chasing at the end of his career. He joined the Cleveland Cavaliers to assist LeBron James in his first stint with the Cleveland Cavaliers. And after that year, he went and joined the Boston Celtics. Now, as a Laker fan, I want you to think of how petty this is, because there were rumors that Shaq was going to go back to LA for his final season in the NBA. He wanted to win another championship, but the problem is, if he went and joined the Lakers as a role player and they ended up winning a NBA championship, well, that would just mean that he helped Kobe Bryant win another NBA championship, and he wanted to retire with more championships than Kobe. So he couldn't do that, so he decided to join the Lakers' top rival instead, who won an NBA championship a couple years prior. So I felt like that was a little bit hypocritic, even though he won 4 championships prior to that. But when he was asked to clarify on his statements yesterday, this is what Shaq had to say about Dwight Howard. And this is via his own podcast called Talk Basket, saying, "You can only hate if you haven't achieved. I've been there and done that. I'm still the Lord Supreme of all big men. I'm the last big man to get an MVP in this league, so I'm still in charge. When another big man gets an MVP, I will resign gracefully." Here's the issue with the statement that I personally have. First of all, about 8 years ago, Dwight changed his nickname from Superman to Iron Man just to appease Shaq. But even furthermore, there's a huge problem I have with Shaq's statement. Shaq's last MVP was in the 1999-2000 NBA season. Since then, Tim Duncan, Kevin Garnett, Dirk Nowitzki, and Giannis Antetokounmpo have all won MVPs. Now, the counter argument to that is, of course, you could say that Shaq was technically the last center to win an MVP, and you could say Tim Duncan, although he switched from the power forward to the center position, Kevin Garnett as well occasionally when he was with the Celtics, not so much with the Timberwolves, and Giannis mainly play the power forward position. At the end of the day, Shaq has like 2 inches of height on Giannis Antetokounmpo. So saying that you're the last big man to win an MVP and kind of shading Tim Duncan and Kevin Garnett and Dirk, especially when you consider the fact that Dirk is only 1 inch smaller than Shaq, that's slightly disrespectful. So let me know in the comment section down below how you feel about this, because personally, I'm a huge Shaq fan. I love his personality. I love how goofy he is. I love his character. I feel like he's being a little bit of a bully over here. Like, it's not even, in terms of career, you can't compare Dwight Howard's career to Shaq's career. Shaq clearly had the better career. So at this point, why are you trying to bash an individual that's just happy for winning their first championship in the latter part of their career? And why are you making such a big deal out of it? This happened almost a month ago. Why are you rehashing it once again as if you're proud of the fact that you're not going to apologize to him? I feel like it just comes off a certain way. I'm not a big fan of it, but let me know what you guys think in the comment section down below. Also, be sure to check us out on TheFlightMike TV, because we're going to be live streaming NBA 2K21. Aside from that, I'm your boy TheFlightMike, and I'm dropping our mic until our next upload.